Oh, this is great. Oh, have you ever seen this? This is mine. Now, I've had this for a long time. And it's, what? You've never, have you seen this?
Have you seen this?
What? I have this. I take this with me everywhere.
You said this.
But you know, see, sometimes you just got to be silly. And having this helps me be silly. Not that. That doesn't work. I hate that. But this is great. Is it okay to be 52 years old and still be silly?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Because Grandma Weil at 107 was still silly, was still fun. Great sense of humor. Could be that that's one of the reasons she lived to be 109, was her sense of humor. And her ability to handle stress. I do pretty good at it too, through exercise. That's why it was so surprising that I ended up weighing 205 pounds. Life gets away from you. You get into routines. You get up in the morning, you have the same thing for breakfast, or everything just becomes routine, and then you're not enjoying the ride. Every day. It might be your last day. You never know. So you've got to make sure you enjoy the ride. Right now, you're in a part of your life where you're taking in knowledge. You're getting an education. You'll leave after you graduate high school with a piece of paper that says, I've accomplished something. Now, you can take that and do anything you want. Now, I used to teach algebra, and here was a question I was asked. Mr. Weil, are we ever going to use this? And of course the answer was no. It's algebra. But I would ask this. Is there anybody in here, in my class at that time, and I'd say, is there anybody here that's on the football team? And I would always get somebody that, I knew. You always have to know the answer to a question before you answer it. Because if you ask a question you don't know the answer to, sometimes you end up, it backfires. So I asked, is anybody on the football team? And a couple of them raised their hand. And I said, does Coach make you go into the weight room? And he said, yes, indeed. We go in and lift weights. I go, why? When you're playing football, there's no weights out there. Why would you lift weights if you're going to play football? Why don't you just throw the ball and catch the ball and run into each other? And they said, well, you got to go in there and work those muscles so you're stronger out on the field. And I said, okay, that's what algebra is. You're taking on a challenge. It's hard. Have you taken algebra yet, or pre-algebra? It can be hard. Sometimes you're like, what? All of a sudden an X doesn't mean multiply. It's a variable. So it's hard. And I said, but I'm telling you right now, my doctor took algebra at some point in college, in high school, and I know he had to pass it or he would have never gotten into medical school. It was exercise for his brain. So whatever you might want to do, you might want to become a plumber. You might want to become a hairdresser. Whatever it is, when you start studying those fields that you're really interested in, your brain will be conditioned, like you would in the weight room, to learn those things that much easier. So the answer was no. You might never use algebra. You might never have to figure out the Pythagorean theorem or do the quadratic formula, but you're going to benefit by mastering the skill. Yes, ma'am.
We're going to get our own balloon.
Yes, you are right now. Yes, you are. And I'm going to blow up more, but what I want to do right now is I'm just going to let you guys